Okay, so there are a couple of questions that were sent to me today. So at some point in time, I will address the questions after the initial meditation. So if we could just be comfortable, sit comfortably. Welcome yourself. Welcome your experience as it's appearing. Sensations arising throughout your body, thoughts, perceptions. Just for now, you don't need to remember anything about your life, your work. Just simply be. Savor being. Rest as being. If the mind is active, it's okay. Let it be. Welcome the activity of the mind just as it is. Notice that you are the perceiver of the activity. Like you perceive the breath. Without knowing what it is. Without knowing what it is that is observing. What it is that is perceiving. No need to complicate things. No need to take any position. No need to define yourself as whatever, a man, a woman, a person. No need to. No need to go into the so-called past to justify yourself or to take a certain position right now. To simply be. without knowing what you are, without defining what you are. We are not seeking a state of mind or a state of the body. Rather, we're simply noticing the stateless state. The essence of our being, the essence of all being. Relax your body, relax your belly. Your chest, your jaw. Relax your hands. So you can meet every moment freshly. Whichever way things seem to be. Because you, this aware presence, are not an appearance. You're not a form which is subject to conditions. As being, we are this borderless presence. The presence that I am is the presence that you are. Because in presence, in awareness, there is only awareness. No divisions. The reality that perceives this moment, whatever it is that hears these words, is this transparent, effortless presence. That has no name, no age, no gender. I, the reality of consciousness. For so long we have imagined ourselves to be a person. But now in this moment, no such thing is needed. The peace of being is revealed as that which we are. So we can meet every moment, every situation as this borderless impersonal presence. Could it be that simple? Moment by moment, fresh moment. No guilt, because this moment is completely fresh. The past is gone, 100% gone. The future is 100% not only awareness, presence, is eternal nowness of being, of intimacy, of love, of peace. Can we be satisfied with that, or do we want to play the game of I want more. I want this or that. Or I don't want things to be this way. This is. We could continue playing this game of seeking and resistance and overlook the peace of being, the effortless peace of being. But maybe we don't need to. Maybe we can just simply be, being no one and being everyone as this borderless universal awareness. The ocean of love. So if we have any questions, anything we would like to explore, there are a couple of questions that I wanted to respond to during this meeting. But first, let me see if there are any questions that anybody would like to share right now. Okay, so I'm going to read the question that was sent to me. Magdi, I have a question regarding some anxiety and fear issues I am going through. I was wondering if you have any words that can help me to go through this tough time. Just two things. I had this since my 20s when I lost my mom to cancer. I am now 42 and I still have a fear of doing any tests or seeing a doctor. And anything abnormal when I do a checkup, I keep Googling and it makes me so anxious that I can't function. Okay, this was Karim's question. So I'm going to address your question, Karim, and we can discuss if there is anything that you would like to speak to. We can discuss that together. Now, concerning anxiety and fear, all anxiety and all fear relates to only one issue, which is the fear of death, the fear of ending, the fear of extinction. That's the master fear, the root fear. The fear of ending. And we experience this fear because we believe that we are here as somebody. And we believe that we are the body mind. And given that we do not know that the body mind or the fate of the body mind, at least we do know the fate of the body mind, we are afraid and we are worried and we are anxious. Even people who don't seem to be fearful or anxious, they are fearful and anxious. Even the people that seem to be, completely unfearful and unanxious, they are fearful and anxious. It is not possible to be fearless as long as you are identified as a person. So because you believe that you are Karim, that you are a person, you believe you are mortal because all body minds are mortal. So there is no way to come to complete freedom from anxiety and fear until you reach some clarity about what I means, what consciousness is. Of course, you can see therapists and all sorts of treatments that can serve as a band-aid in your life. You can take an aspirin, but it will not cure the cancer. To cure the cancer, you have to go to the root cause of the cancer and uproot it. Anxiety and fear are the result of a confused identification. You know in your direct experience right now that you perceive that you are aware, that you are conscious. You know that beyond any doubt. But you believe that that which is aware, that which is conscious, is the body mind. But the body mind is not aware. you believe and you feel that it is the body, the mind that is aware, that is conscious. So you need to investigate what is it that is aware in your experience right now. That is the investigation that we go into over and over during our meetings. What is it that is aware right now? Is it the body, mind that is aware? Or is it I, awareness, which is aware? You need to investigate this question, Karim, until you come to clarity, until you come to absolute clarity about this question. What is it that is aware? What is it that is conscious? Is it the body-mind? On what basis do I believe that it is the body-mind that is aware? Because the source of your anxiety, the source of your fear is because you believe that you, meaning consciousness, are a body-mind. So you need to understand that the body-mind are objects of your perception. You perceive thoughts, you perceive memories, you perceive sensations, you perceive emotions, feelings, you perceive a variety of perceptions. But you perceive the body. You perceive the body as sensations. You perceive the body as images. Although you perceive the body, you perceive the mind, you are not that which you perceive. You need to come to complete clarity about that. You are not that which you perceive. You are not limited by a particular field of perception. You are the reality which perceives. So you need to go through this contemplation, the neti process, to come to the understanding, which is the first understanding, that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the objects that I perceive. I am consciousness. And then you need to explore that consciousness is not the result of the body-mind, does not arise out of the brain. There is no evidence whatsoever that consciousness arises out of matter. Consciousness is not material. It is not made out of atoms and molecules. The brain may be, or the world may be, but not consciousness. You need to explore the belief that consciousness arises out of the world or out of the body-mind. How could that which is limitless arise out of that which is limited? How could that which I perceive, because I perceive the brain, you can, if you're a surgeon, you can perceive a brain. How could I, which perceive, be the creation of that which I perceive? Consider that there is a precedence. Consciousness is precedent, as a way of speaking, to its creation, to that which it perceives. At best, that which you perceive can be as real as that which perceives. At best, that which is perceived can only be as real as that which perceives it. You follow. And in terms of your concern about medical tests and being worried about cancer, cancer only occurs to the body. It does not occur to you. Of course, we take care of the body. If there is some issues with the body, you give the body whatever medical attention or whatever other attention, you give it to the body. But whatever happens to the body does not happen to you. As long as you experience or believe or feel that whatever is happening to the body is happening to you, you are in la la land, you are in the unhappy realm of misery. So we need to take a look at that. And come to clarity about that which you are. And you do so by investigating the belief that you are a person, that consciousness is limited and personal. So that's all I want to share with you about your question.
Thank you, Magdi. Thank you so much.
Okay. You know, in our meetings here, we regularly explore this question about suffering, fear, and misery. And of course, we explore happiness. And take a look at what I shared with you. Explore it. And if you have any questions, please come back anytime so you can get more and more clarity about what I'm sharing with you, so that you can free yourself from the unhappiness that you are experiencing, because our destiny is peace and happiness. It's not fear and anxiety. That's not what this life is about. This life is about love, beauty, celebration, happiness, sharing, friendliness. And it's not possible to live the happiness, to live the beauty, to live the love as a separate person. You need to come to a clarity about consciousness, about your true nature, about the reality that you are.
Sure. Thank you, Magdi.
You are not the body that you perceive. The body is an instrument that's on loan for you, so you can play, celebrate, create, and contemplate. The body is on loan for you, so you can contemplate, create, love, celebrate, and enjoy. It is not that which you are. It is not that which you are. You own a car, you own a house, you own a bank account. You are not the car. You are not the house. You are not the bank account. They are just available for you for various purposes. the most important purpose of the body-mind is to contemplate truth and to awaken from the illusion of separation. Okay, so use your time on this planet wisely. In fact, you are not on this planet. This planet is appearing to you. You are not in this room. This room is appearing to you.
Thank you, Magdi. Thank you so much.
Okay, Karim. Nice talking with you.
Thank you.
Magdi.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Magdi.
One moment, Omer. Yes. One moment, please.
Okay.
Okay, Omer. Please go ahead.
All right. So I wanted to ask you about this investigating the body-mind process. Do we really have to do it from the perspective of awareness, like in my case, or can we ignore awareness completely and just investigate it from the perspective of the mind itself?
What do you mean by investigate it from the perspective of the mind? Can you clarify what you mean by investigate it from the perspective of the mind?
For example, you spend some time abiding as awareness, referring to awareness, abiding as that source which is aware, which is not the mind. It is consciousness, awareness.
Yes.
And you get, oh wow, yeah, this is awareness. I know this. When I do this, this happens. This is awareness. But say the rest of the time,
Yes.
like the other 7.7 billion people in the world,
yes,
they investigate anything from the body-mind perspective.
Okay, I understand. So, Umer, one of the issues with investigating the body-mind from the perspective of the mind is that you may come to the understanding about awareness, but you will still perceive, you may still perceive awareness as being personal. Anyways, let me just state that whatever contemplation that you engage in, which brings you towards peace and understanding, is the correct contemplation.
Right. But in my experience, because I've done this for so long, when I contemplate the body-mind or anything, it is always by default from the perspective of awareness. It throws me deeper and deeper into awareness, and as you have seen from our recent conversations with the other person, he's not doing it from the perspective of awareness, and that's working I don't know, better than before for him. So when I tried that, it just gave me the same experience as that of investigating from the perspective of awareness.
Again, Umar, whatever works, for you, works for you. If it's not broken, don't fix it. If it's working for you, don't be concerned about how things are working for somebody else. Whatever works for you, whatever processes, contemplations, investigations you do that bring you to peace and happiness, that bring you to understanding, is the correct path. Only when you find that there are some issues, questions, difficulties, or something that requires clarification in your contemplations, then you can explore that. So
Well, the thing is, that's,
main thing,
yeah.
the main thing is peace and happiness. Not so much an experience, some kind of experience, because peace and happiness, it can, it has an after effect of a feeling, feeling tranquil, feeling peaceful, but peace and happiness is not, you can be happy and peaceful even when the body is sick. You can be happy and peaceful even when there is a material loss. You can be happy and peaceful even when a dear one close to you passes away. You can be peaceful and happiness even when something unhappy happens to your body or to your mind. So
right. So wait, so you're marking your, I would say, effectiveness of the investigation by the effect of peace and happiness, the side effect of peace and happiness?
No, I mean, that is it. That could be an after effect. Actually, I'm saying the opposite, that even when the world, body, mind is not appearing to you in a rosy, in a harmonious way, it does not alter, it does not affect peace and happiness.
But that only comes from understanding that you are not the body mind. So that brings us to the same problem, that one cannot have peace and happiness if he does not have the correct understanding of the body mind, which is that he is awareness.
Yes.
And that is not happening with me, which is why I'm asking, is it the right method?
What are you right now? What are you right now?
I am that which witnesses, which is aware. But I'm also the body mind.
And what is it that is aware?
Let's just call it is that aware factor. Let's not call it awareness.
Okay, so there is an aware factor that is aware. This aware factor that is aware it's aware that this body that you're looking is, for example, a male body, right?
Yeah.
And also this aware factor is also aware that the town in which I live, or the house in which I live, the walls are painted gray, okay? Yes? Mm-hmm. Whatever the color of the walls is. So this aware factor is aware of, okay, it's aware of this, it's aware of that, right?
Yeah, it's just aware.
It is aware. Therefore its substance is awareness. Yes?
Yeah.
The substance of that substance which is aware, the aware factor has a substance, has a reality. Its substance cannot be wood or cannot be thought. Its substance is awareness. Do you is that something you comprehend that? Do you comprehend that?
Well, it's obvious when it's moments like these when we can contemplate and come to that understanding in a dedicated time and space.
So therefore you understand that. You understand that the substance or the essence of the aware factor is awareness.
Yeah, there is nothing more to it.
Okay, good. So you comprehend that. Now, so when you say I, because we also, well, first let's agree that it is I which is hearing these words. I am hearing these words, right?
If you mean I as in awareness,
whatever. We use the word I. We all in on this planet, on this Earth planet, we refer to we say I perceive.
Yeah, this aware factor perceives.
Right. So I and this aware factor is the same thing. It's a synonym for the aware factor, and the essence of the aware factor is awareness. So I, therefore, is awareness, right?
Well,
Do you follow? Are
I
you
cannot
following right?
I cannot say that this this aware factor is the same I that claims to be Umar.
Wait.
But
We didn't even. I didn't even mention the word Umar yet. Don't mix things up. Let's stay with my conversation. Don't go somewhere else for now. All I'm saying is the following. Okay, there is an aware factor that perceives, and the essence, the substance of this aware factor is awareness, and that which perceives we refer to as I, whatever that is. It's that which perceives, the reality which perceives we refer to as I. Are you with me up to now?
yeah, I guess you can call it as a synonym, the I.
Yeah, we say I perceive. Okay, so whatever we mean by I, whatever is the reality which perceives, which we refer to as I, because we wouldn't say I perceive if we were not referring to the reality of our experience. When we say I perceive, we are referring to an actual experience, to a real experience. I perceive. Whatever this I is, let's not go there. It's just, this is the term we use to speak of the aware factor of our experience. You follow?
We can use the term I.
Oh, that's what we do. So I, whatever we refer to by I in our experience, not just theoretically, in our experience, I is therefore this aware factor, with the essence of which is awareness. Okay, so if you're with me up to now the next thing is Umer. Okay, now we say, okay, well, what about Umer? What about Meg? What about Umer? Now, there is such a thing as Umer. We experience within our broad field of experience, let's say within the vastness of our mind, there is also an experience which we refer to as Umer. And this experience which we refer to as Umer is made out right now of, for example, sensations or thoughts. You agree?
There is a third component to it as well, which is identity.
Well, okay, right. Before we go to identity, because now you're skipping that. I'm not there yet. What I'm saying now, there is within our field of experience, which is a broad field of experience. We experience the weather, we experience the rain, we experience the breath, we experience thoughts. There is also a bundle of experiences within that field of mind, which we refer to as Umer. And it's made out of a particular field of memories, perceptions, and sensations.
Yeah.
Because right now you're sensing your feet on the ground, but you're also sensing the color of the wall. So the color of the wall, which you are sensing, or the wind, if there is, or a heat in the room, which you are sensing, okay, and the sensation of your body, there's both within the realm of your mind, but the sensations within the feet of your feet on the ground are what we refer to as the body. We don't refer to the color of the wall or the warmth or the heat in the room as Umer. So there is a subset of experiences which we refer to as Umer, right?
Yeah,
right?
but
Okay.
the moment I'm out of this satsang, and it's been a few hours, I'm gonna lose this understanding because I'm gonna be out of abiding in awareness.
We're just discussing right now, because we're not going to we're not storing. We don't have a storage bin somewhere. I don't have a storage bin anywhere. We're just in a conversation right now, and that is sufficient.
Okay.
Sufficient, because that's our experience. Our experience is right now. There is a sufficiency to our experience right now. We're not now in the storage business. We're not marketing any goods. We're not going to go and print, we're not trying to print books to sell, and we're having a direct, full, complete conversation right now. Nothing lacking, nothing too much to it. You follow?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a bundle of mind experiences which we refer to as Umer. Umer would be a realm of sensory sensations, perceptions maybe, and feelings. And there is the experience of the world also. Now, if we identify, now we're talking about identification. If you say, okay, I am the aware factor that is aware of perception, sensations, and thoughts, and there is a realm of my perception out of the infinite field of perception. There is a realm of perception which I refer to as Umer, and we're good up to now. We're good up now, and then you say, I meaning this aware factor, I am Umer. That's where I ask a big question. Say, how did you make this quantum jump? On what basis would you collapse the entire field of awareness, the aware factor, collapse it into a particular limited field of mind? You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe because I cannot stay with it for long enough.
Oh, okay. Well, there is no staying or not staying. There is either you understand what I'm saying or you don't. Okay, isn't staying or not staying, staying with this, staying with that. Either you're understanding what I'm saying or you don't understand what I'm saying.
Well, I do understand what you're saying.
Okay,
but
so
only for now.
If you understand what I'm saying, okay, then keep revisiting this understanding, because this understanding is a crucial understanding, because you understood it. You're understanding, wait a minute, I am this aware factor. The essence of this aware factor is awareness. I perceive all perceptions, and I also perceive a particular realm of perceptions which I refer to as Umer, and Umer's mom, and Umer's whatever. Now, on what basis am I going to collapse this field of awareness, including the aware factor within this field of awareness, the aware factor, into a particular defined, limited aspect of mind? That's the question you need to keep asking yourself. It makes no sense. There is no evidence for you to do so. It's just purely is purely out of your wish to do so, or your will to do so, because there is no convincing argument for you to adopt that position. And if there is no convincing argument for you to adopt that position, then you ask yourself, well, why am I adopting this position?
But if you say to keep asking the question over and over again, that's basically the same as abiding as awareness.
You don't need to ask yourself the question over and over. If you understand, that's good enough. Now,
if you understand, but for how long? For how long?
Right?
Only for 5 minutes? That's not enough.
Understanding is not in time. Understanding is not in time. Whenever you say for how long, you have gone back to the identification that I am this bundle of mind, which I refer to as Umer. How long is Umer? That's the question you're asking yourself. How long is this bundle of memories and thoughts and perception? How long is that, which I call Umer, is going to remain identified? Now, the fact is, it's not Umer who is identified. It is I, consciousness, that is identified. It's not Umer. Umer is just a field of perceptions. It's a perceivable. Umer is a perceivable. It is in the realm of the perceived. So to ask the question, how could something within the realm of perceived continue to identify is a wrong question, because that which is in the realm of the perceived cannot identify or disidentify, because it is just a perceivable. That which identifies or disidentifies is consciousness, is I. So you ask yourself, consciousness to consciousness, why am I doing this? There is no basis for me to identify myself with Umer. In this moment, I am this transparent, aware presence. So ask yourself right now, are you not this awareness? Are you not aware? Yes, you are aware.
Yeah, I am. But
you are aware of everything. You're aware of this voice. You're aware of the sensation of your feet on the ground. This does not mean that that which you're aware of limits you or defines you. You get it? That which you're aware of does not define you or limit you in any way whatsoever.
But say we simplify it further.
Sorry?
We do not even ask. Say we simplify it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Say we do not even ask the question. Instead, we just go directly to awareness and be like, voila, well, there it is. I'm not the body mind.
That's fine. That's fine as long as you're happy and all is well. You do whatever, you take whatever path that you want to take that takes you to where you want to go. All right?
But I have found, you mentioned happiness. I have found that feeling is much more permanent than thought.
Then go for the feeling. If you like, if you want, you're in the feeling business, go for the feeling. In my experience, a feeling has a beginning and an end.
Then why can't I see that, yo? I mean, it just makes no sense. Then why can't I see that feeling has to disappear at some point?
I don't know. It's up to you. It's your freedom. I'm just sharing with you my understanding. I may change my mind tomorrow, but for now, it's very clear to me. Actually, I doubt I would change my mind. Very clear to me that a feeling is something that starts and ends. It's like the weather. For me,
only in very rare circumstances have I seen that I am not dependent on the feeling.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay,
do you see it right now? For example, okay, pinch yourself. Okay, pinch yourself. All right? That's a feeling. I mean, it's pinch yourself strong. So you feel, ow, okay. Now, are you dependent on that feeling?
Because it's a self-induced feeling, I'm going to say no. Because most feelings are not self-induced.
You have a stomach ache, okay? You have a stomach ache. Or you're sad. You're sad, okay? You're experiencing sadness. Now, when you're perceiving sadness, are you dependent on that sadness? Are you defined by the sadness? Or are you just perceiving the sadness, experiencing the sadness? You are perceiving the sadness. You're experiencing the sadness, but you're not defined by it.
In my experience, I've seen that when there are negative feelings like sadness and lethargy and other stuff, it makes the investigation and abiding much, much harder.
No, so actually,
it's kind of dependent.
Not the case. Whenever you're experiencing a feeling or an emotion, it is food for thought. It actually is. It provides you opportunity for contemplation. It's exactly the opposite of what you just said. It makes the contemplation more rich. Except if you are trying to seek a state. If you're trying to seek a state, that's a different thing. But contemplation has nothing to do with trying to reach a state, because a state cannot last. A state is just like the weather. So we're not in the business of reaching a state or seeking a state or, feeling groovy. We're not into that business.
we call it the stateless state because it feels, I mean, even the body mind agrees that the state of awareness feels much better than the state of the body mind itself. You make that.
There is no such thing as the state of awareness. That's a wrong way of speaking. Awareness is not a state. Awareness is a reality.
How about the? I mean, this is hard to say in English. How about the abiding as awareness time, the time spent in abiding as awareness?
Yeah, you have to go somewhere else for that. I'm not into time. Awareness is eternal. If you want to spend time in awareness, you are deluding yourself, because there is no one that is spending time in awareness. Awareness is not like the garden where, I'm going to go spend, 6 months in the Garden of Eden. That's not how it is. Awareness is the reality of our experience, our reality, the reality of the world, body, mind.
But didn't it take you 45 years? I mean,
No.
It seems it did.
Didn't take me 45 years. That's a storyline. It takes 45 years. Have you ever experienced a year? Tell me, Omar, what is a year? Before we talk about 45 years, what is your experience of a year?
Time?
No, answer my question. What is your experience of a year?
365.
It's just a thought, right? An image, sensation, a perception. And all images, all sensations or perceptions are occurring right now. 500 years or 500 billion years is this moment right now. It's just a thought, an image. So don't talk to me about 45 years. I'm not into that. I mean, the body, we could say, okay, the body is 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. But we're not talking about the body. We're talking about consciousness. We're talking about the reality.
Like, why do you suggest
when you are dreaming, okay, when you're dreaming and you dream that you travel all over the world and you spend 30 years as traveling, and you wake up, are you 30 years older? No, you're not 30 years older. But yet you actually did experience with a lot of conviction during the dream that you spent 30 years traveling the world. This is the same thing here. In this waking state, which is like the dream state, we supposedly are living 100 years, 60 years, 7 years, 80 years, traveling all over the place. But when you wake up, where are those 30 years? Where are those 50 years? So you need to come to
still a reference point
about what is reality versus what is mind. Mind appears within reality, but mind does not define reality.
Say awareness says that it's not enough to abide as awareness for 5 minutes. Let's say that it says it wants to do more, not as in the body mind, but it wants the person.
That's the mind speaking, Umar.
But you say that we are awareness, and awareness is experiencing everything. Why can it not experience, like, say, more time spent in contemplation?
It does that. It experiences everything. There is nothing that is, there is no other experiencer outside of awareness.
Then why is awareness lost in ignorance? That's impossible.
Why not?
So who is lost?
Ignorance, awareness has no issue with ignorance.
Then who is lost in ignorance, and who is suffering, and who are you teaching?
Is the illusion of separation. If separation was real, then misery is real, and that's that.
But the illusion of separation exists
in the
because
mind.
Of awareness.
Exists in the mind, yes. The creator of which is awareness, yes. Awareness is the creator moment by moment. When you say, I am Umer, I am a separate self, and I'm unhappy at that moment, this is the choice that consciousness is making. And you are this consciousness, and you can choose otherwise. If you want to, you don't have to. You don't have to. There's no pressure.
So you're talking to awareness right now,
Absolutely.
and awareness says that no, I'm not going to remove this ignorance
Okay.
right
good.
now.
Not a problem.
Then,
No problem.
well, how is that not a problem? Because awareness says I want to remove that, and then says no. That's like
so
diabolical.
so
paradox.
either you want to cross that bridge or you don't. You're telling me, well, I want to cross a bridge and I don't. Okay, well, that's the game you choose to play. The game you choose to play is I want to cross a bridge and I don't want to cross a bridge. I want peace and happiness, but I also want misery and unhappiness. Okay, I mean, you're free to play this game too, because your freedom is the freedom of consciousness. And there is no pressure whatsoever from anybody or from anything upon you to go in any direction. It's up to you. It's your freedom. It's your garden. It's your play. Okay?
But then why does the body mind complain? I mean, that's like saying every enlightened teacher in their satsang teaches to the body mind, because the awareness has no problem, it has no reason to teach. Then the only person left is the body mind.
I see. So you're saying that that consciousness is talking to meat and bones. That's what you're saying. Consciousness is speaking right now to 160 pounds of meat, bones, fat, and blood. Okay, I mean that sounds pretty weird to me.
I mean, an enlightened person told me that he doesn't want to continue to talk to me anymore. As I asked him why, he said, because I'm tired of speaking to myself. And then I asked him, then why did you continue before? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, there are no enlightened persons, Umer. There's only consciousness.
Semantics aside, you get what I mean, right? I mean, a person who has realized the truth like you.
Well, you have to ask that. You have to ask the question to that person. I cannot speak to what other people are saying. I can't.
Because if consciousness is speaking to itself, then it doesn't need to speak at all.
It doesn't need to. Yeah, it doesn't need to. You can get it. This is why it's said that the absolute teaching is a silent teaching.
But you and I are communicating right now because we have ignorance in between us, between me and the realization.
That's the game we're choosing to play, you see.
I hate this this part of the game.
Well, then don't play it.
I mean, this is pretty much neo Advaita. If it was on us to realize that we are awareness and not the body mind, we could have done so any moment.
But we don't want to, because if you wanted to realize that your awareness, which is that which you are, that which if you wanted to realize that I refers to awareness, it's a no-brainer. But of course, it's relatively simple and yet very complex.
Why does it happen?
The complexity is complexity that consciousness chooses. You choose complexity. You are choosing complexity.
Then why does it only happen momentarily?
I'm sorry?
Why does this understanding appear momentarily? Why not in just one shot permanently? Surely we cannot say that we are playing the game.
There is still a tendency to believe that there is a remnant of belief that you exist in time. So it's not fully understood yet. Why it's not fully understood yet? It's a good question to ask yourself. Good question to ask yourself.
any question I ask myself just puts me, this aware factor, back into the state of awareness. I mean, not the state of abiding, of being itself, of
Yeah,
not being
I
the
would
body.
say that if you continue to contemplate the reality of consciousness, attend satsang, contemplate the words of the sages, that via that, the clarity of what is being shared will become available to you more and more. Rather than relying on your mind, use the understanding of the guru, the teacher. Have faith and trust in their pointing, in their sharing. That can be helpful to you.
Yeah, so basically, the more understanding one has about awareness, the closer they are to stop playing the game.
Yes, I understand. Okay, Umar, nice chat with you.
Okay.
And we'll talk again. Yes? Okay. Before I go into any other questions, I wanted to share somebody sent me the following, which I would like to read and reply to. So here goes. I would like to have integrity, that everything I know to be true is manifesting on all levels, inside and out. I'm going to read it again. I would like to have integrity, that everything I know to be true is manifesting on all levels, inside and out. So, au fait, Shiva, ça va si je dis que c'est toi, oui? Okay, let me read it one more time. I would like to have integrity, that everything I know to be true is manifesting on all levels, inside and out. So my reply to this is the following. What tells you that everything that you know to be true is not manifesting on all levels, inside and out? The only way for you to say that whatever is manifesting inside and out is not in accordance with everything that you know to be true. Actually, there are two options. Either you are correct that everything that is manifesting on all levels, inside and out, is not according to truth, or everything that is manifesting inside and outside is in accordance with truth. Now, I am leaning towards the second. I am leaning towards everything that is manifesting everything that is manifesting in the universe, on the planet Earth, the core of the Earth, earthquake, killings, fires, volcanic eruptions, everything that is manifesting, thoughts, sensations, feelings, everything that is manifesting inside and out is according to truth. Now, that's the absolute answer to the question. There is a relative answer to the question. The relative answer to the question is that the only way for manifestation to be harmonious, to be according to truth, is for us to have an understanding about truth, and for us to be living according to the understanding about truth. The understanding about truth is that there is one reality, and that this one reality appears as infinite world-body minds. And the reality of the infinite world-body minds is this one reality, which is I consciousness, I awareness, universal, not the personal. There's no personal aspect to consciousness awareness. It is impersonal. And from that understanding, if we live according to that understanding, then we understand that everybody in the entire cosmos is acting impersonally. They may be under the impression that they are a person. They may be under the impression that they're acting personally. But this impression that they're acting personally is a false impression, because everything that's happening in the universe is cosmic. The thoughts that we are having, that we're perceiving, are the cosmos, the thoughts of the cosmos. And our behavior, our actions, are cosmic actions. They're the actions of the cosmos. They're results of the thoughts that are cosmic thoughts, impersonal thoughts, universal thoughts. So in our understanding about the truth, when we align our understanding with the truth, we realize that there are no culprits. There is nothing or nobody who is actually acting personally from a personal perspective, although they may be under the illusion that they are acting personally. In fact, they are acting impersonally without knowing it. Once we get to the understanding that, in fact, everything is impersonal, all events, all thoughts, perceptions, sensations, all situations are impersonal, then the being personally affected, being personally experiencing the sense of separation as a person has no longer backing. It's no longer valid. This does not mean that we will not experience at the body-mind level situations that may require us may be challenging to us. But there is a difference between encountering situations that are challenging at the body-mind level, at the phenomenal realm, the phenomenal level, and unhappiness. When we are confronted with situations that are challenging phenomenally, the response is a phenomenal response. But the phenomenal response comes from our intelligence, comes from universal intelligence. When the response comes from wisdom, from understanding, from love, then the response is harmonious, is in line with truth. But when the response is affected by the belief that something is happening to me, to my person, when we go back to the model of being a person, then our response and our experience of the situation which is unfolding for us is unhappy and psychologically complex. So you will gain the integrity that everything that you know to be true is manifesting on all levels, inside and out, as you are living and meeting every situation that arises to you from an impersonal perspective. Then you will realize that it's always been so. In fact, it's always been so. Although it may not have seemed to be so, it was always so. And then,
thank you, Magdi. That was beautiful.
Yes, Shiva. And then what will arise in your life, in your experience, is that those situations that are arising for you will have in them some magical aspect to them that that catapults you and may even catapult to various degrees other people around you into a deeper place of understanding, peace, love, and harmony. It's like the hidden message within the situation that's unfolding for you, that you decipher that message via approaching and living the situation from the impersonal perspective.
Nothing is happening, in fact.
Yes, universe, the reality of is love. The reality of everything is love and peace. And we are the expression of that. We have the capacity of the expression of that. And of course, also the expression of resistance and fear. But what is really beautiful is when we are the expression of the love, when we are the expression of that which we love, which is love and beauty. And so we are that we express that expression knowingly, we're aware that this is the expression, this is the beautiful expression, this is the way to be that is in accordance with what you know, everything that you know to be true. So you are that manifestation and you are that expression. It all sort of, it all converges onto you. It sort of comes from the entire realm onto you, and then from you it gets the blessing.
Yeah, I can.
In fact, it's coming to you for the blessing, and it's asking you, it's challenging you to rise to that, to that platform, to that level where it's blessed by you rather than it is overcoming you or overwhelming you.
So it's not to judge or to do anything, but just to bless whatever is arising.
Absolutely beautiful. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, at the body-mind level, there is an intelligence how to maneuver the body-mind level, but at the deeper level, at the level of being, yes, it is a blessing.
Well, it feels like the body-mind level is coming to the end of its rope on the level of navigational tool. So it feels intuitively right now much more proficient to let consciousness make, you know, in that blessing, there is is all possibilities instead of like the 2 or 3 possibilities that the mind body has decided to be good, or you know. So it's a much stronger is not the right word, a much more conducive way of living, I feel. Great. Thank you so much, Magdi. Yeah?
Yes, yes. And, you know, of course, we also, you know, we are also the patrons of the body mind. So we also take good care of the body mind. Yeah. That's,
yeah, we do.
We honor the gift that's given to us.
We do a good job on that level. Yeah.
Okay, Shiva.
Thank you.
Okay, lovely. Walter, you write, may I read a short poem? I had hoped Umer would hear it, but he has left. Okay, maybe he will hear it in the recording. Yes, I will make sure I send him the recording, Walter. So let me see. Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. This is called arithmetic. For the seeker, it seems, this problem complex, with cryptic instructions that leave them perplexed. So back we will go to the primary grades and revisit some ideas still useful today. Addition was first. 2 + 2 = 4. We discard this concept as it always yields more. Division we know, and we do every day. Our judgments divide. Let's throw this away. Multiplication of problems occurs when the mind believes it controls. Best leave this behind. Subtraction is last, the most useful of math. Remove every last thing, even the path. What remains in this moment when this process is done? Is there anything left? Is there even a 1? In fact, there is nothing, no more homework to do, except subtract subtraction. Can you find one called you?
Yes, thank you, Walter.
Thank you, Magdi. Thanks for the opportunity.
It's absolutely a lovely poem. If I may add, if you don't mind, just a word or two, yes?
Of course.
Thank you. So, no one is left in the subtraction, and nothing is left in the subtraction. And yet, everyone and everything is this infinity. Manifesting as everyone and everything while remaining nothing and no one. Okay, well, very lovely to be with you all. Thank you all, Karim, Patrick, Holger, Walter, thank you for the poem. Grace, George, Malcolm, Shiva, Ola Emmanuel, Esther, Richard, Zoe, and John. Thank you all.
Thank you, Magdi.
Thank you, Magdi.
Thank you, Magdi.